Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the You Look Happier podcast. My name is Ellie Forsyth and today I am joined by the lovely Annie. Welcome, Annie.
Hi, thank
How
you.
are you feeling?
Good. Nervous, excited, but yeah, all right, I think.
Well, I'm really excited to hear your story. It's very hot in this room today, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
We've already
Jumpers
said.
off.
Yeah, we've already said. So we've had a bit of a chat beforehand, and in terms of what we're going to talk about, there's a few things that I want to focus on today,
Yeah.
but mainly just understanding about you, your journey, who you are.
Yeah.
So we've had a little meeting, we've had a catch up to understand about you.
Yeah.
But for the listeners, could you just explain who you are to them?
So I'm Annie. My name's actually Annika, but
Okay.
yeah, so when people do any bank transfers or anything like that, it's like Annika. They're like, "What's that?"
Yeah.
It's spelled different
Who's
as
she?
well. Yeah, I'm like, "No, it's me. It's fine." So yeah, Annie. I am a fitness coach, which I've been doing this for 4 years. So I started that when my eldest, was about 6 months old. So I've got a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old. So life's busy.
Wow.
Yeah. So and I'm a wife. So I've been with Andy for. I need to get this right, don't I? A lot of years, since I was 19, whatever that maths is.
Yeah.
So yeah, been together a long time. But yeah, then I just was working in an office, and then I got in. Well, I think for years I've always been into my fitness, since primary school. Like the day I could win my sports day race, I was there every week, every year. So yeah, it's always just been who I am really. Always been into the fitness and sports industry. So got into an office role after school. I'd done my a couple of courses after school actually.
Yeah.
And then in the summer holidays, when you're on a job and you want to earn some money. So then my brother was like, "I've got a job here if you want it." So had a little office job, and then that was it. Then got stuck in that rut of earning money, office life. Then I was met Andy, then I was saving, and I thought my time to change would be when I got maternity leave, and it happened. So
Wow.
yeah, so it's all good timings really.
How did you take that leap? So were you still working and you went on to maternity leave in the office job, and then you thought, I'm actually gonna try fitness coaching? What was it that made you?
So originally I was on maternity leave with Winnie, and then before that, even I kept thinking I was going to the gym before work, after work, double sessions, and I was thinking how am I going to fit this in with a baby?
Mm-hmm.
And in my head I thought, oh, I'll find somebody to have them and I'll go to the gym, but it doesn't work like that really, does it? So you can't be okay, I have my baby, well I'll go to the gym, because it's not a real enough excuse for get childcare in. And then I think it was lockdown, so I was pregnant and I was working from home, so I started doing all the Courtney Blacks at home and stuff, which was amazing. Loved her workouts and stuff, so I was doing that pretty much every day. I think the gym opened at some point of lockdown, and then the offices, I think we had to go back into work, but I think it was only 1 day a week or something, so I still managed to get my workouts in when I was pregnant. And then went on maternity leave with Winnie, and then I think one of the girls were "Oh, you should get into your fitness, become a PT or whatever." And at the time I was "Oh, I don't know if it, I love it, but I don't know if I could stand in front of people and be right, do this," because I'm not very confident talking in front of people.
Yeah.
But then when I had Winnie, I was I felt like she was a little comfort blanket. So I set up this buggy boot camp in the park. Sorry.
A buggy boot camp.
Buggy boot camp.
Right.
Yeah, get my words out. Yeah, so I set up a buggy boot camp at Horsley Park.
Right.
Literally I had a couple of friends there to start off with, and I just thought, just make it a nice casual, little walk, done. So I started doing that, and I think my confidence just grew from doing that. And I think it was mainly because I had Winnie with me, so she was a distraction. people weren't really looking at me. I thought they were looking at Winnie, and
Okay, yeah.
so I felt like more confident. And I think maybe because it was an open space, I felt like a bit more like, because you're walking a little bit and talking, it wasn't like all eyes on me in the small room,
like a gym spin
like
class
a gym,
or something like that.
like
Yeah,
a gym, yeah. So I felt like it was, I don't know, I felt like it worked. And then I just like grew from there really. So I added in another day of the week, and then I was pregnant again. At this time I was, I think I must have went back to work, but then I said to them, because I was working from home, I said in my lunch break, could I go and do my boogie boot camp, because I don't really want to lose that, and my like what I've built up with these ladies who have like,
that's honest of you.
I know. I mean, I did tell him one day, I did it twice, but I thought I had a really sound like manager, and he was like, because they wouldn't let you go part-time either, so I was like, that was my leeway of being like, I built this up, but I don't want to lose it.
Yeah.
On my lunch break on a Friday, can I go and do this? They're like, yeah, just make up the time if you go over.
Okay.
I was like, oh, brilliant.
Happy days.
So yeah, I'll do that on Tuesday. So that was really good of them, to be fair. And so I kept it going while I was doing my course, working from home, because I thought my job was quite good. Like, it wasn't really that intense.
Yeah.
So you had your job, if you get it done in a few hours, you get it done in a few hours, sort of thing. It was like quite good. So I felt like I had loads of spare time on my hands in a way. I kept thinking like, after Woody, I definitely don't want to go back, so I will try and build what I've got. So then I don't want to go back to work with 2 kids and try and juggle like childcare and all that sort of stuff with 2 children. So I went back to work, and then there was some redundancy announcements, and I was like, oh, perfect. You know, when you manifest it, and I felt like my manager like knew they were coming as well, so he was like, you know, try and like stick it out, because you don't know what's going to happen around the corner, blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah. So I felt like he was sort of like hinting to me in a way that there was some sort of like something going on. So like I stuck it out, and then in the January they were like, I think they told us about the redundancies, and I think I was due with Woody in the August. So I was thinking, oh no, I don't want to be like jobless, because I won't be able to go and get another job really when I'm heavily pregnant. Do you know what I mean? So it would have been quite difficult. But weirdly, like they kept like prolonging it, not knowing what date we were doing, like we'll be finished. And then it was literally the date I was going on maternity leave, there was the day of my redundancy. So I was like, this is like perfect. So I got like my redundancy package and like my statutory maternity like as a bulk. So I was like, oh, perfect. Like, this was meant to be. So then at that point, I never obviously had another job other than what I do now. So
this is your full-time business now?
Yeah.
And how old are your children now?
3 and 4.
3 and 4?
Yeah, Woody's just turned 3. So, so 3 and 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it essentially, the stars aligned for you a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
And then it gave you the push to go, oh, I actually can do this.
Yeah.
How was your confidence levels in actually setting up and going full whack with your business?
I think it kind of grew from going like baby steps basically. Yeah. So I felt like, but it was also like a big thing, thinking I'm not going to have like my monthly wage anymore. But I think when you're on maternity, you're sort of like, you're not really like working in it anyway, are you? So it was like the time to juggle that little bit of a lesser wage anyway, but then try and build up what I wanted to do. So, but then after 8 weeks, I started doing like classes with Woody with me. So like I had him in the carriers. I would literally be on baby carriers. So I started at Revive, doing like mum and baby classes there.
Yeah.
And literally I would be breastfeeding him during my class because he needed feeding. So I would like do everything and then literally like pop him in the carrier. If there was any points that he needed to be carried, it was great. Like I just felt like, and it was only for like 45-minute workout, but if there was at any point, I felt like all the mums understood. They wouldn't bat an eyelid if I had to literally like sit down for a minute just to like juggle it, and then because I'd be literally like on the go with him feeding or so yeah, and then Winnie would just go off be playing around. So
how good of Revive as well to recognise that space for like mums and their children.
Yeah,
because
so lucky that they were like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even as you say, trying to find childcare to say, oh, I want to go to the gym, can you look after my baby? Yeah. For you to actually put the 2 and 2 together to go, oh, this works quite well.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing. And for Revive, even just that space to provide you that.
Definitely, yeah. Because you would never be able to go to like a commercial gym. Like I'd never be able to go to the village and be like, or I don't know, whatever, Simply Gym or any of the gyms like that. I can't imagine them being like, oh yeah, we're on board with that. I mean, they could, but I just couldn't imagine them being okay with that. Whereas like a little independent gym, they're new, they want to build up a community in themselves. And yeah, so it really helped because they had like, they've got a cafe as well. So it was great to then do a class, pop in afterwards, have a coffee, mums can chat, and then they get to know each other a bit more. So like it really built up a lot of like good friendships, unexpected friendships. You know, like some people don't want to go make new friends, but I think a lot of people do make friends just naturally because they're both in it together at the same sort of time, helping each other out and stuff. So without realising, so yeah.
I do see that with Revive as well. My sister-in-law, she trains there. She loves it.
Yeah.
Because it's more than just going to go to the gym and leaving. Like everybody that I know that is a member there just goes, but it's a community. Yeah. So they'll chill afterwards or they go to Revive. It's like a phrase that I hear all the time.
Yeah. And like people don't as well, like I used to take Woody with me when he was a baby, and then Mick used to do a class before my class.
So is he the owner?
Yeah.
Right.
So then it was nice because then they got to know Woody and they'd be like, oh, look how much has grown and blah, blah, blah. And they would literally be holding him when I set up. And
I love
just really
that.
nice. Like you didn't feel like uncomfortable at all having babies there.
Yeah.
And it was nice that nobody, and like obviously Mick and Georgia didn't mind either. So that was obviously great. So yeah.
I've spoke to Georgia a few times. I've never met her, but she seems lovely.
Yeah, she's good, yeah.
So this business that you've got, this is your full-time, so it's AMG Fitness.
Yeah.
And that is like your baby, essentially. In terms of you in general, so I want to hear more about your business. I want to hear more about how your business has shaped your life now and how life is different from when you worked in an office.
Yeah.
In terms of your life in general, with this podcast, so this podcast is called You Look Happier, as you well know.
Yeah.
And it's about individuals that have turned pain into purpose, or they may have been through something in their life which they've overcome. They may be still going through something in their life. Have you found any struggles or challenges in your life and your journey so far?
Yeah. So growing up, I'm one of 5 and my mum brought us up on her own. So she's got bipolar, so she like struggles, like she's had that since she was 17.
Right, okay.
So she got diagnosed really early, I think when her dad died, so she then, I think he had it, so then she's like got it as well for some reason. But yeah, then when I was 3, my dad had MS, so then he passed away.
Right.
So she was on her own for like 4 children at the time. And then about a year or 2 later, I think we had a house fire. So like the boiler set alight and stuff. So it was like,
oh my God,
quite bad. I know. There was like one thing after the other, but no, yeah. So at that time, I remember like I remember it vaguely, you know, like because I think I must have been like 4 or 5. But I remember like my mum like get out of the house, and
were you asleep?
Like,
was it through the night or
in the night? Yeah, in the night. So like it was in my brother's bedroom as well. So my brothers were in like the back room, and then my mum's bedroom's downstairs because that used to be my dad's room. So there was a downstairs bedroom and ensuite downstairs. So then, yeah, so I think my brother must have woke up to the smell of smoke or whatever. But yeah, we managed to get out anyway, thankfully. And then I remember just going next door and like they took us in and got us on the sofa, getting us hot chocolates and stuff. And I just remember that as being the memory. So yeah, we obviously went through that and then we couldn't live there for ages because it had to be like all redecorated and stuff. But yeah, apparently if we were in there for like a minute or 2 more, it could have been a different story. So very lucky that we actually got out of that. But yeah, so that was that. And then it must have been, I don't know, a year or 2 later, my mum didn't really have many boyfriends, but like she never really met anyone since my dad or whatever. But then she met somebody else, and then she was pregnant with my little brother. So
right,
that's where we've got the 5th. She's got the 5th child.
So obviously you've got. So what age were you in the 4?
I'm the youngest out of the 4.
You were the youngest.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've got 2 older brothers and an older sister.
Right.
And then there's me, and then there's my little brother now.
Your little brother came.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then, but he was, he wasn't a very nice man, should we say?
Right.
So like he would, I don't know, just like abuse my mum and things like that. So I remember like, I don't know, him pulling her hair down the stairs when she was pregnant with like my little brother and stuff. So.
And you witnessed that, Annie?
Yeah. Yeah, so we had a bit of a difficult time with him. My little brother's never actually met him because he went to prison.
Right,
and
okay.
then he wasn't allowed, like, near the house and stuff. So, and that was that then, really. So, but then when my mum had Ryan, she suffers from, like, psychosis and other things. So she actually was told when she had Anthony not to have any more children because she is so bad with, like, her mental health when she has, I think it must flare up.
When she's pregnant?
When
or
more
just
so when she gives birth.
Okay.
So not really while she's pregnant. I think it's like postnatal depression and psychosis. So she had that. But again, when she had Ryan, it sort of happened again.
Right.
So she was in hospital over in Birmingham. And then obviously still having 4 children, we had to then be split up, go to like, me and my sister went to my auntie's and my 2 brothers went to another auntie and uncle's.
And how old were you then, Annie?
About 7.
Okay.
7, 8. Yeah. I think I was 7 when Ryan was born, so yeah, 7. So yeah, that was a bit difficult because obviously we were all split up. And then for months and months, it took a while for like my mum to get better and then prove that she can like be at home with us all. So we sort of like, were just a bit separated for a while. But then when we got back home, I think my older brother was just turned 16, or 14, I can't remember. Just turned an age where he was an age where he could be a help for my mum.
Right.
If you know what I mean. So
yeah. So he's old enough to like look after the rest of you? Or?
So basically that's why I think we were then allowed back home altogether because he was at an age where he could look sort of like help out a
be
bit
there
more.
And help.
Yeah, so he's actually grown up. We've all had to grow up pretty quick. Like, especially like my elder brother, he's had to like grow up really quick from early on. And he was obviously the eldest when my dad died. So he obviously has more memories and, I don't know, had to stand up, I guess, to be the man of the house really early. So, yeah.
Wow. Did you understand at this time what was going on?
Not massively. I think when we all sort of split off and stuff, I feel like I did a bit. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like we must have just thought, I don't know, that's the way it is. But obviously, we knew it wasn't like a normal sort of situation and stuff. But, yeah, I feel like we just had to deal with it and get along with it sort of thing. And I guess we had like, I had my sister and my brothers had each other. So it wasn't as if I was on my own somewhere. So I think we sort of had each other. So it sort of helped. But yeah, no, it was hard. So yeah, we all sort of like, anyway, got back together at home. And then that was that really. Then just, but obviously mum being on her own with 5 children, it was just a hectic household. But fun, like, you know, like later on in the years, our house was like an open house. Everyone was around. My brother's mates would just come in, make themselves a cup of tea. My mum would have the kettle on all the time for them. And so it was really nice in that sense of like having such an open house, growing up in like a bit of a madhouse. Because obviously there was like 5 kids, all pretty much similar to ages. So yeah.
And that is a lot. Like saying that out loud, like 5 children.
I know when you think about it now, like I've got 2. When they're bickering, I'm like, you don't drive me crazy.
Too much, yeah. 5.
Yeah, so 5.
Similar ages as well.
Yeah.
With mum and how mum dealt with that, like how did she deal with it? Did it seem as though she was like, oh yeah, it's just how it is, or did she struggle with that, like the chaos?
No, I think she was never like a strict mum. She was like laid back mum, like she would just basically let us do what we want, basically.
Right.
In a way. But I think we all sort of would never step too far, do you know what I mean? None of it. I think Anthony sort of put us in line a little bit. I remember like being in school, in primary school once, and like I've never, like, nobody, I don't think people could say anything to me and it really bothers me. Like, so I've always sort of just let things go over their head in a way. But I remember like in primary school, there was like a couple of girls. I used to always hang out with the boys. I just felt more comfortable. At playtime, I'd be like going to play football and like, because I just loved playing football or I loved playing any games and stuff. So I was a big like tomboy really.
Sporty.
Yeah. I'd be wearing like the Adidas tracksuits and like, you know, as it was. But if my brother's friends would come around, I'd like want to go and hang out with those.
Yeah.
Whereas my sister's a bit more girly.
Right.
But I feel like I'm a bit like girlier now. But growing up, I was definitely more like into like sports and football or whatnot. And I still hang out with like the girls in school, but in the majority, I would want to hang out with the boys. But I remember anyway, these girls were like nearly got suspended from school in primary school for like saying certain things to me, and I think the teachers got caught wind of what was going on. But again, I remember being out on the playground playing like basketball, and like the teacher and one of the girls come over, like she was crying. They're like, "Oh, such and such wants you." And I was like going in like, "Oh, what's going on?" And then literally like they were nearly getting suspended for like saying certain things to me. Like, "Oh, at least I've got a dad," and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
That's horrific.
When you think about it now, I'm like, it's actually so bad, but sorry, I don't know why I'm crying.
I know why you're crying.
Yeah, I don't know. Even though I've spoken about it before, I've never been like, I don't know. I think it's just an emotional time at the minute. So
that is cruel, that is bullying, that is unacceptable. Bottom line. And you're not only navigating your way through life, dealing with just home life, probably not dealing with the grief that you've already experienced because you were really young. You're too young to be dealing with that. But then you've got this at school as well.
Yeah.
Did that carry on into sort of senior school?
No, it didn't, to be fair. And I didn't feel like it wasn't the whole of school. It was literally just probably like a small period of school. Like, 'cause we did get on as well at times. It wasn't as if they were like, I was being bullied the whole time in school. I literally got on with everyone at school, to be fair. So I think it was just like, like little phases of like kids being kids. So yeah, it was just like a little phase, which was, but yeah, it was just one of those.
But you know what? It sticks.
Yeah, it does. Like that's like a memory that sticks in that time, which, like, it's just crazy, isn't it? That sticks. But
because all of your times at school, the entire time in education, whatever it is, you've been able to pinpoint that specific memory.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah.
And it shows how impactful people's words and their behaviour are. On you, because as I mentioned to you, you're just navigating everything or trying to figure out a way to do that.
Yeah.
And you're getting that. Like, I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, no, it's mad, isn't it? But it's just, I mean, I just see it as like, I always think like, oh, somebody's gone through worse. So, do you know what I mean? Like, so I'm literally like, oh, it's nothing really. But a lot of people go through like, or get bullied, and like that's really sad that people do get through, like have to go through that sort of like a lot more than what I do. Do you know what I mean? So
I get where you're coming from, but this is a real insight into your character here. Like, you have named just 2 or 3 significant traumatic experiences that you went through, but you're still sat here going, well, somebody's had it worse. And, you know, and people do go through this kind of stuff, which is like, I can imagine, even I'm sat here like, you went through all of that and you still got that kind of mindset. And I imagine people will be listening thinking, wow, okay. Was that a coping mechanism for you? Like, dealing with, was that the way that you dealt with everything that you've been through?
I guess so. Like, that realising until like you think about it now. But it must be just, I don't know, I feel like, I know, I'm still here. I'm still well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm all right. So yeah. So I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people go through a lot worse. So yeah.
Oh, what a woman you are. So primary school was tough. Home life was tough.
Yeah.
Primary school was tough. How was everything else like into sort of adulthood?
It was fine. Yeah, it was all good. Just normal sort of life, really. Just. Nothing really major in my adulthood, really. I think when I was going out quite early, because obviously my sister was a bit older, so we were going out regularly, probably at the age of 16, as you do when you're back then.
Yeah.
And then I remember meeting a friend, just being out, and I got friends with like a group of girls, whatnot. But like 6 months down the line, like one of them literally like committed suicide. She was like 26 at the time. So that was like, how many years ago? It's when I met Andy, so a good few years ago now. But still, like, obviously, that was another big thing in the adult life, I guess. But yeah, it's sad really that she didn't open up or anything like that. No idea why. But yeah, she just, in fact, she did actually get spiked one weekend. And then it happened to be on that Monday or Tuesday that she done it. So, you know, like, I always feel like it must have been in the back of my mind anyway for a while, because I think some people would say she sort of like, would say, oh, I don't want to be here anymore, but not really take it serious.
Yeah.
But then obviously that happened that one weekend, and then Monday night it was like, that happened. And I remember getting the phone call from at work when I was working in the office. One of the girls was like, something's not right. I was like, right, okay, I'm going to leave now and go. So I literally remember getting in the car, driving to, her name was Emma. So I remember driving to her house. But, you know, from town, you like, because I was going in a different direction to my house, I was like, lose your bearings and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was sort of like going one way thinking, what am I doing? Like, where am I going? Like, next, you're all in a bit of a panic, not knowing what I was, like, going to be seeing, I guess, or what I'm doing. But anyway, I get there after taking like a wrong turn, and then there was a few people there, and they were like, oh no, you can't go up there. And I was like, oh, okay.
What, up the road?
Yeah. So basically she like hung herself at home. So I just always think as well, that always like plays in my mind, if I did get there 10 minutes earlier, would I have been the one to like go in and see? So I'm grateful that I did take the wrong turn. Do you know what I mean? Because that could have been like quite traumatic to obviously see it for myself. But
and
yeah.
How old were you then, Annie?
I was probably like, I must have been 19. I think it's the same year I met Andy. I remember meeting Andy. He remembers like me being out after her funeral.
Right.
There's like loads of people obviously out. So he must have seen me then. And then a few months later we, because that was in December. She died. And then in the March, me and Andy met. So I feel like I would have been 19 then.
My God.
Yeah, so
everything you'd already been through, and then there was that as well. How? I mean, this is an obvious kind of question with an answer, but how traumatic was that for you? How did you deal with that on top of everything else that you'd already been through?
Yeah, I don't know. Again, it was obviously a really hard time, and like it was hard as well because I'd only known her for 6 months, so it was like we were close as in going out quite a lot and stuff, but then it was like, and the girls, we all got closer for that reason, obviously for that reason, for her passing and stuff. So we ended up forming a nice girl group. So I think just having each other, we were just literally like, see each other, we'd chat about memories, and I think just having that girl group at the time was like a way of just dealing with it. But then that, like, I didn't like ever speak to anyone or deal with it anyway. I think just keep busy for me. I think that's the way I deal with things, is just keep busy.
I think it is as well. And I know I've only met you in person today and like spoke to you a little bit beforehand, but it sounds as though you found a journey, like not a journey that you'd asked for, do you know what I mean, throughout your life, but you've kept going somehow, and you've kept going through whatever coping mechanism you found. So that was maybe just getting on with things, maybe not talking about things, keeping busy, so keeping yourself distracted. It sounds as though that's been your coping mechanism.
Yeah, I feel like it probably is, to be fair.
So then sitting here and doing something like this today, I bet this is like alien for you.
It really is, yeah.
You should be so proud of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not one that I'd never sit and talk about anything like this. So, yeah, it's just...
Why is that? Is that because... I'll give you like a multiple choice answer here. It might be easier for you to answer. Is it because it gets you emotional? Is it because somebody else, you feel as though everybody else has got other things going on? Or is it because if you don't talk about it, it doesn't make it feel as real. You don't want to be reminded of the kind of memories that you've got. Is it any of those three?
It depends on the moment. You
Right.
know, like, it depends, but not necessarily. Like, I can openly talk about it and not feel anything.
Right.
Quite a lot of the time. It's only the odd time where I've literally, like, I remember first time my friend, she come round, we laugh about this quite a lot because we had like, we were big on like just having parties around ours.
Right.
Used to call it the Bar of Dreams. Everyone was round.
Love that.
Yeah,
okay.
so like when we moved in, it was literally like we'd all just come round and it would just be like really good times. And then my friend, one of my good friend Nadia, she stayed over and I was just taken up where she was staying in the spare room. And then we just got chatting on the bed and then I don't even know how we got into the conversation, but obviously after a few drinks, I was telling her like briefly, she must have asked a question, so I was just like told or something. But then obviously like, and I was like, oh yeah, then this happened. Then oh yeah, then I had a house fire. And she was like, oh, have you got any photos of your dad? And I was like, oh well. And then I was like, oh, we did have a house fire. So you know, when it was just like, I did feel like it was one thing after the other. She was there like bawling her eyes out. She was like, what the hell? I was like, and then I was just like crying with her. But
What?
yeah, she'd never like known any of that. But it's only because we just like had a little drunken, ended up being emotional chat sort of thing. But now it's like funny because we were just like, I just see it as like, I don't know, not it's not funny obviously, but I just see it as like, that's mad how much I went through sort of thing. I don't know.
And people, I hear it all the time, right? People might say, oh my God, I cannot believe that you dealt with that. How did you deal with that? But from how you're explaining it, you didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
You had to go through everything. You had to go through everything that you've explained to me today. And you didn't have a choice or the ability to go, oh my God, I'm going to go down this avenue here.
Yeah.
You kept going.
Yeah.
And people say, I could never have dealt with things the way that you have.
Yeah.
But once you're in that kind of position, and don't get me wrong, even some of the things that you're sharing with me here, like, even I'm like,
yeah,
how are you this woman that's sat here in front of me today? But you've just kept going, haven't you?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. And I think, to me, there's no what's sitting there being all depressed about. That's not going to get you anywhere. So you do have to just keep going and like I don't dwell on the past. Like I don't sit and moan about the past. I'm like always just I forget things quite easily. Like I think even if like little things, like say if there's a argument at home, I'm like I could like have a moan and then forget about it. I'm not one to like sit on it for days sort of thing. So I think I'm just very much like just deal with it straight away and get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you had this heart-to-heart with your friend,
Yeah.
how long had you been friends with this friend for?
Probably only like maybe 5 years.
Probably only 5 years, but
Yeah.
she didn't know any of this stuff about you.
No. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did it feel after telling her?
Yeah, I feel like it opened up me. I felt like I could then open up a bit more and would like. It was easy for then to be like to another friend, oh, it was like funny last night because blah blah blah. I was telling her this, and then like, or Nadia would say like, oh, this happened. She had me bawling last night, sort of thing. So it was just like easy to then talk about it. So I do feel like it's like helped me along the way to talk about it a little bit. But yeah, and then obviously like I've got new friends from when I was pregnant. So I met my mum friends.
Right.
Like, so I've got a group of girls who have just been my friends since, say, when I first started Boogie Boot Camp or just before. Mm-hmm. They were the ones who helped me, that encouraged me to do Boogie Boot Camp in a way. Because I was obviously on maternity, so I was like, right, okay, I've got guaranteed I've got some people coming.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, those, obviously I've opened up at all. But then I think my mum was ill when I was pregnant with Winnie. So she went a bit high, so she had to go into hospital then. It's funny because every time my sister has been pregnant, my mum's bipolar would like then be triggered.
Okay.
So she would basically have to be sectioned because she's not very well. So, but before that had been ages. But I think when she had her eldest, who's like 18, so she was ill then. And then she was ill again when my sister was pregnant with her second child. But then she didn't get ill when she was, say, my brother's partners were pregnant. It wouldn't affect it. But so basically, when me and my sister were pregnant, we figured out that's when she goes high.
And this is a bipolar high.
Yeah.
How long does that normally last for? I know that you mentioned you have to get like medical
it could
people
be
in, but
minimum 6 months
okay,
to a year. But then that's so she could be in hospital, say, for 3 months, 4 months, and then she'd come out, but then she's still not like 100% because obviously all the tablets are all like different and stuff. So then it would take probably a good year or two to get on a better level again. And then she's always like on a sort of similar level. So yeah, then I was pregnant with Woody and I was thinking, oh God, she's going to go ill again. And she did. But it was quite soon after Winnie, so I didn't know if it was like
the same.
Yeah. What? Cause I thought, oh, maybe it's just because she's, I don't know, worried about my sister. So that's why it's Nicola. But then it's hard to tell. So if I was to get pregnant again, we'll soon know if it's me as well. Wow. But I don't know if it's like a girl thing and a boy thing, because I think when she was pregnant and she had different types of postnatal, or she had psychosis, but she had that with my brothers, I think, but not with the girls.
It's interesting then,
so
isn't
yeah,
it?
it's weird. I feel like something is obviously triggers her to then become ill when we're pregnant.
And when you say ill, how does that, or how has it impacted you guys? So obviously you're worried about Mom.
Yeah.
But what do you mean by ill, or when she's on a
people
high?
Wouldn't know, would they? So to start, she wouldn't sleep for a start. So like, so she would literally not be sleeping at all. So she'd be awake all night. She would be ringing you all the time. So she would ring you constantly. You'd answer, and then she would have like her Irish music blaring in the background,
right,
saying that she's tidy and she's not tidy and she's making a big mess of the house. So she would literally think in her head that she's sorting things out, but she would be getting out everything from every cupboard at home. She would be going to the shop at like 6 a.m. to get a birthday card for, I don't know, your nan's best friends.
right.
Like anyone, do you know what I mean? She'd be like, got to get a birthday card for such and such. She remembers like birthday cards or birthdays, and she remembers like certain things. So, and we're like, oh God, here she goes. Like, she's going to end up in the hospital. Because when she gets to that point where she's not sleeping for a week, the lead up to that is literally the things like going to the shop, buying like unnecessary things and spending money,
right,
which she doesn't need to buy, sorting out the house, ringing all the time, going places that she wouldn't normally go to, but she thinks in her head she's well enough to do all that now. So, so she wouldn't have the confidence to do stuff like that before.
Right.
She would then go down and do stuff on her own, and so then that's the sort of start of it. But then when it gets to a point where she needs to be sectioned, is when there's literally like, it's like dealing with like a 2-year-old. There's no talking to her. Like, she'll just give you a mouthful of abuse and just like shout at you. Obviously, she'll slate you, your family. So like she says like a lot of stuff which you just got to try and like not take to heart because she doesn't really mean it. But so yeah, so it gets to that point where it's like we need to get somebody in to like section her basically. So which only happened yesterday. So because she's recently come out of hospital, but then she was well enough to be at home and she was like a good level, probably the best level I've ever seen her. So she was like, thought, oh, brilliant. She seems like a new woman. Like, this is like great. I don't know what tablet she's on, but she seems really good. But then she got back home and then I don't know if it's part of it, but her tablets are getting delivered to her house now. And I think she worries that they're not going to get there. And she's always like, oh, I need to get my tablets by this date. And to be fair, the hospital don't follow up with anything, really. They said, we'll help you when you leave, but there's no real help there. So
like an outreach team.
Yeah,
or
you sort of like, as soon as they're out the door, it's like, you don't try and ring them to say, look, she's not very well. They're like, oh, well, you need to speak to this person, or they just sort of like fob you off a bit. So, and then it gets to a point where she's literally like really high that we've got no choice then to section her. So we have to then call the crisis team and get those to come out and basically take her away. So Yeah. So
and who's the we here? Is this you and your siblings? Is this like you and Andy? Or
no, me and my brothers. Like my brothers and my sister, I guess. So, so like my brothers probably would have put the call in. So yesterday it happened to be like not yesterday, the time before. So only a few months ago. I think I was away. So my sister and my brother was there to sort it out. But then yesterday it was like me and my two brothers were there yesterday. But yeah, it's not very nice because obviously she doesn't imagine like 4 or 5 men coming in and a nurse telling you need to like come to the hospital and leave your house basically. And obviously in her head she's wild. She's like, there's something wrong with me.
I've been cleaning, or I've been
just
getting a birthday card.
Out. Like, there's something wrong with literally. Like I would be like, what the hell have you done to the house? And she's like, it's clean. I've sorted it all out. And I'm like, okay, whatever. You just got to be like, okay. So so it gets to that point when like they basically have to come and take her away, which obviously isn't very nice. So that's when it's a bit like hard to see, but you know it's for the good. So she is now in hospital, so she will be in there probably for another few months until she gets better again. So that's
how do you deal with that when she is in hospital? Is there a sense of relief knowing that she's safe?
Yeah.
Is there guilt there?
Yeah, and that there's both.
So it's both.
Bit both. Yeah. You feel bad, like you don't want her to be like in that place. I'd feel like the thought of being in somewhere like that. If I ever touch wood, I'm not. But if anything was, I would literally hate the thought of being in somewhere like so, like just 4 walls, and you haven't really got much going on in there, have you really? And not be able to just go out freely and stuff. And I don't know, I literally I hate the thought of that. So it's like you do feel bad for her just to be in like those 4 walls, and I think that mustn't be easy for somebody who's, I don't know, likes to pop to the shop and I don't know, likes to have the freedom of doing the right things. But so yeah, you do feel bad, but then also it's like it's definitely a relief because like the last thing you want is to have arguments around the shop because I don't know, whatever reason, or to be going out spending loads of money which she doesn't need to do, or so yeah, it's just a relief knowing that she's in somewhere because you don't know where she was. You would like you'd go home and she wouldn't be there. It's like, oh, where is she? So, but
and that's something that you've dealt with your entire life essentially.
Yeah.
Has it got any easier with Mom and like navigating her highs and her lows?
Yeah. I thought it would have, but I don't think it actually does. I feel like it's always still hard because as well now, obviously, we've got 2 children that we're not there as much. Like, we've all got families. Like, my brothers have got kids. My sister's got kids. We've all got our own businesses and we're all like busy with our own life, with work. So we're not there to be like, whereas when we were living at home, it was sort of a bit easier because we'd all chip in and do stuff. Whereas now it's sort of like navigating who's doing what or whose turn it is to go and visit her in hospital and who can drop her this or drop her that. And I think even just dealing with the doctors, like I just leave it to my brothers to sort out because they know what they're doing, sort of thing, in that sense. So, but yeah, you just got to like navigate between you. But then it's harder because you have got your families and stuff to deal with yourself. So, and your busy life, and you haven't got time for like my mum to be ill. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's hard, but it's just one of those that you just have to deal with, I guess. So.
And you have dealt with it.
Yeah.
And you are dealing with it. Like yesterday.
Yeah.
Flipping heck. Like, this is a significant event again, which has happened. And the fact that you knew that you had this podcast today. You knew that it was going to be, let's be honest, a chat that you're not used to. You don't talk about things often, which you've clearly explained here today. But you're still here, Annie. You're still calm. And something which was really powerful, just in that last little thing that you said there, we've all got our own businesses. So am I hearing right that you and your siblings have all gone through everything, and Mum will have gone through her own journey as well, but you haven't let things defeat you? Am I hearing that?
Yeah.
So tell me about that then, and how the hell has that happened?
I know, I don't know how it's happened, but honestly, like, my brother, well, both my brothers have, well, one's like, he does like window cleaning and stuff, so
Right.
commercial properties or like high rises and stuff. So
Yeah.
he's got his own business doing that. And then my other brother, he's does like fire alarms, emergency lighting and things like that. So that's his own business, which is both from really successful. That's why Angie now works for my brother Chris.
Right. Okay.
When me and Angie first met, he was a part-time footballer, and then he would work for Chris, my brother, just on the side.
Yeah.
So, but then he ended up doing the course and then went to work for Chris. But then he went off and done his own thing. But now they've sort of gone back together, and so yeah, he now works for my brother, which is nice. So yeah, and then my sister's a hairdresser, so she does a lot of wedding hair and stuff. So she's literally so busy doing hair all the time.
I know this actually, because I wanted your sister to do my wedding hair and she was fully booked.
Oh, was she? Yeah.
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 But this is unbelievable. Like,
so
look
she's
at the
doing
four
really
of
well.
you.
Yeah. So yeah, we've all, I don't know. I think from the day that we could work, all of us, we've grafted. Like my brother, literally, from even myself, all of us had paper rounds, milk rounds, stacking shelves at the local shop. My sister, as soon as she could, she went to hairdressers. So she's been in the hair industry for like since probably 15 or something. But yeah, I used to go around cleaning houses with my mum, because my mum used to clean houses sometimes.
Right.
And I used to go with her, earn my money to go out with the girls to the Coliseum. So like, I knew like there was no way. I know my mum hasn't got money. She's on her own, 5 kids. I would never take money off my mum. Even if she did have loads of money, I'd be like, no, that's your money.
Yeah.
Like, I would never take a penny off my mum. Like, and then, so I think we all knew that we have to go and earn our own money. So like,
Yeah.
Obviously, money isn't going to fall from a tree. Do you know what I mean? You have to go and earn your money. So I used to clean the house and be like, I'd get a fiver. I used to iron my brother's uniform actually. So that was funny. My brother Chris, he used to work at the village, and at the time he used to wear shirts and stuff. 50p an item, I'd be ironing his shirts. I'd be like, that's 50p, that'd get me a drink.
You.
That'd get me a drink at the Coliseum and Day Club.
Collyman Day.
Literally.
Yeah.
There's a couple of drinks. So yeah, I felt like we've all sort of worked hard, really, from when we could or whatever. So, but yeah, as soon as, like, I just had the opportunity to get a job, I'd be like, I'm there. Waitressing, all sorts.
So this is mental, because everybody has their own journey, right? Their own journey through life.
Yeah.
You had significant, there's no way of sugarcoating it, pain. You had pain. And you and your siblings, from what you've shared here, you didn't let it defeat you. You will have all found your own way of coping with different things, and you've identified your way of coping. But you recognise, well, hang on a minute, I need to go out and work. I need to go out and earn my own money. I need to work hard to do so.
Yeah.
And that's massive, because you may have somebody that may have been on a completely different journey, that maybe didn't have the significant events happen to them that you have, but maybe might not have as strong a mindset that you've got. Do you know what I mean? It's mental.
Yeah.
Because I think, and I'll be really honest with you here, I've worked in a lot of environments. I've worked in the Caledon Centre, I've worked in prisons, I've worked with individuals with drug and alcohol problems. And there are stories which don't even scratch the surface of what you've been through, that would turn somebody the complete other way.
God. Yeah, it's mad, isn't
honestly.
it? Yeah.
Which is why I've literally been sat here like, and then you lost your friend, and then all of this stuff. Whereas the reason I got you on the podcast is to talk about the amazing work that you do, but the stories, they don't match up, because it's like, how the hell are you now this woman when you've been through all of this?
Yeah.
It's really inspirational, Annie. I'm not going to lie to you.
Thank you.
So with life now,
Yeah.
and obviously I know that you've had a traumatic incident yesterday,
Yeah.
but how is life for you now? So like, you're a mum of 2,
Yeah.
you're a business owner. Like, how's everything going in terms of you feeling happier?
Yeah. I feel like I've got a nice house, I've got a good husband, I've got great children. Like, my children are literally like little dreamboats. They're
Are
really,
they?
Yeah, they are really good. Obviously they've had their moments, but literally I couldn't have been blessed with like nicer like children. Do you know what I mean? So
Great names as well, Winnie and Woody.
I know, they're
Love
cute,
that.
aren't Yeah. So yeah, and then obviously like I'm lucky in the sense that Andy supports what I wanted to do.
Right.
Because easily, like if I didn't have a supportive husband, I could have had to think, oh, I've got to go and get a job straight away after being made redundant and get like money on the table. Whereas we're a team, we club together, and he'll support what I want to do. So it's really good that I had the support to go and do what I wanted to do and build what I've done. Obviously, I really want to like build it more and help those more women and feel like they can turn up to a class and not feel like intimidated or uncomfortable, because like everyone is in the same boat. Everyone might be feeling that, so you're not the only person who no one's going to look at you and be like, oh, what's you doing here? Or everyone's going to literally like be friendly and helpful, talk to you. If you're feeling a bit nervous, they'll be like, just think that person would have been in that same boat. And you feel great afterwards, don't you? Like after just getting out of the house. So it's like you need to move a bit of your body, feel good, get out of the house, and you never know, you might make some best friends along the way. So but yeah, I feel like once, because I'm again lucky enough that Winnie and Woody can be with me. Obviously Winnie starts school in September, so I'm grateful that I have had them with me most of the time and to spend those years with them, because they're only young once, and I feel like those years, as soon as they're like 6 or 7, I feel like they're not going to want to know me as much. So I'm lucky that I can bring my kids along to work. But yeah, once I think in September, I feel like, you know, when you want to do more, but it's like I can't physically do much more because I've got so much things going on in my head. So but I do want to do, like, I want to grow the business more, put more classes on. So yeah, we'll look at doing stuff like that in the next few months. But yeah, even for example, like one of my best friends, I didn't know her really. I knew her through my friend Sophie, and I knew her husband Luke. So, but her first time coming to Boogie Boot Camp, like her husband brought her along, dropped her off because she was so anxious about coming, and now she's literally one of my best friends. We go on holidays like every year, and she's met other like really good friends, and her little boy, they've gone through a second pregnancy together, and that was just from meeting at Boogie Boot Camp. So it's just like to see all these friendships grow, and again another couple of friends that I've seen that I've obviously made along the way, but even seeing like 2 people never met before, they met because they come to my Boogie Boot Camp, and now they're literally still really good friends. They meet up every week, go into like baby groups with their eldest, or go to lunch every week. So it's really nice to see that all these different friendships that have been formed through me, really, which I forget sometimes that actually happens. But I think that's a massive thing, is like people can be really lonely. If you've not got no friends around you and they're pregnant, if you're pregnant and you had no friends around you, it'd be so hard and lonely, I think, and you just get stuck in probably like your own little routine. But I think it's really important to have people around you with similar interests, or just to help you get through like motherhood. Like I'd be walking, again going back to Boogie Boot Camp days, you would hear
they're like lunging with I've seen the videos.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to bring it back a little bit. So okay, I done it on Friday, but I sort of took it indoors and done it more like, but I do want to bring a bit more outdoors like classes back, because it is really good to be outdoors as well. And it's funny because when he was literally like, would have been 1, and I remember her walking around their kitchen island doing walking lunges, and I was just like, oh, I can't believe you actually
like her mummy.
Actually, you're like a sponge. Like kids are sponges.
Yeah.
They'll all pick up. Like I see kids all the time, like 1 year old, doing like little squats, and I think, imagine that life. Like we obviously never had any of that, so they're growing up to be like the fittest generation ever, because they're all just so like exposed to their mums working out, and they're working out and moving their bodies, even if it's just like a little bit. It's like they're knowing that's the life that you should have, really.
Yeah.
If you can.
Well, even listening to you talking about it, like obviously, when am I due? I'm due end of September, and I've been really excited to get involved in stuff like that, because all my mates, any of my friends that have had babies are like, oh yeah, the mum group and all this, and I've been thinking, well, I've got my girls, I've got my
exactly
friends.
How I felt,
What, you actually make new friends?
Yeah,
What, just because you have a baby?
Time for, new friends. Like, my friends have got friends. I don't need anyone else.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've got 2 groups of friends now who obviously are like my friends from like years and years, my best friends, and now I've got another group of best friends from being basically just being pregnant and mums together.
My God.
And we've been literally, this is since Winnie, we've been to like literally Lisbon, Paris, and just have like little girls trips. And it's like, we know that we need a bit of mum time. It's important to have like good girl time, but especially when we've got the kids all the time and stuff, it's nice to like let your hair down and just feel you again, because you do forget. Like, that's why the classes like myself that I do, like, I was never really into like baby sensory classes because I just didn't think they were for me. I thought baby's not going to really take much notice of like what's going on, which I'm not dissing them, because obviously they're great, fair. And they are really good for like mums to meet, or really good for the babies, but equally for me, I think my kids have never been, and they're literally like the fittest little kids who know exactly, I could say, give me 10 burpees, 5 press-ups, or I don't know, whatever, and Winnie will be like bashing them out, like, really, she loves it. She will literally come to my classes now, and she just will see somebody that's been every week, and she'll just go and do their workout with them and go around. And
oh, what a little babe.
So she's literally like, so I feel like that's really important for like the little ones to see at such a young age. Like, they're picking it up at, I don't know, 6 months old, they're probably watching and taking it in, and without realising, they're like, oh, that's what you do. And then as soon as they can walk, they're literally doing it. Or so I feel like that's just as important as singing nursery rhymes to them in a baby sensory class. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not a class just for you, it's a class for the little ones as well. So, and obviously you have your toys there and stuff, or your books they can like look at, keep them engaged. And there's other babies there, obviously, so like for them just to interact with the little ones, which again is really important for like the interaction skills. But yeah, and I think even if you're not a fit mom, it's like you don't need to be like a gym mom to think, oh, I can't go to like a gym class, I've never been to the gym before. But it's just about being surrounded by other mums, mixing your babies with other babies, and just like a little bit of movement's better than no movement, isn't it? So,
well, you might be seeing me.
Yes, hopefully.
So if someone was listening thinking, right, what do I do then? How do I book on? What would they do? Go on your Instagram? Or?
Yeah, it's just purely Instagram or my phone number. So I have put my number onto my Instagram page, so you can WhatsApp me. Okay. Or you can just message me, which I think I definitely do need a booking system, which I need to work on. Because I think one of my friends did say, like, you might get people who are a bit anxious of, like, sending you that first message, whereas if it's a system, it's like you don't have to deal with anyone. But yeah, I'm not scary at all. Like, I will reply. No, you're not, are you? No. Like, if I don't reply, it's because I'm probably, like, in the middle of doing something. But obviously, like, even if I didn't reply and the class is on, just turn up and I'll be like, oh, hi.
So what is your, I'll put the links and everything in, but what is your Instagram handle?
So it's AMG _ maybe fitness.
Perfect.
So that's my Instagram.
And if you're from Coventry, you probably put AMG, it'll come up anyway.
Yeah, it should come up. Yeah. So it's just just drop me a message on Instagram, and I have put my timetable on the grid, so they are on there. So it is pretty much up to date. Yeah. Classes are always on unless I say otherwise on my story. And they're not expensive classes. I try to make them, and this is another not very good business person mindset of like, I should be thinking like, let's charge the same amount. Up your prices. Up my prices the same as like that gym. Yeah. But I'm always conscious that people are on maternity leave. They're not going to have the funds to pay for a class. So I'm always a bit like, I want them to be affordable for like mums. So I try and keep them as low as I can, really.
Amazing. So, yeah. Well, what I'll do is I'll put all the links and everything into the work that you do. But in terms of what you have spoken about today, honestly, the trauma and the pain that you have been through is almost like, I've been through that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That is mental. Yeah. And I think without this coming across as a patronising thing to say, but you and all of your siblings should be so proud of yourself by not letting something that is still essentially you're still going through.
Yeah.
Not letting it break you, not letting it affect you. And obviously I know that I only know things on a surface level, but you're all business owners. You're all turning pain into purpose.
Yeah.
You've not let it defeat you. The one thing that I will say is talk.
Yeah.
Talk to people that you feel safe to do so to.
Yeah.
Like,
I do feel like
your girls with a wine or whatever it is.
Yeah, I do feel like over, like, say, the last couple of years or so, when I have spoke about it and, like, they're like, what the hell? Like, and then it does make you feel better to, like, step back and be like, actually, I'm all right. I've done all right here.
You absolutely, and then some. And then some, Annie. Honestly, Jesus. So.
But yeah, I think just the key is to keep moving. Talk.
Yes, talking is key, but don't. I'm not saying like, because I used to struggle to open up and talk about things, but you'll have your safe space with your people, and where you feel safe to do so, do it, because it does make things just feel a little bit lighter.
Yeah, definitely. And even like saying that as well, like in my, because I've got a little home gym as well, so I do like little small groups or one-to-ones there, which I managed to like build.
Amazing.
So that's really good. So I have like, say, different ages there, different types of women. I've got one of my clients, she's literally amazing. She's got a 21-year-old, so there's no age limit on my classes. So you could be
is there a baby limit? What's the youngest?
Only like 8 weeks from when you're postpartum. So as long as you've signed off at the doctors, you're good to come to any classes.
So how old would the baby? 8 weeks after giving birth?
Yeah, so the baby would be like minimum 8 weeks. Really.
Minimum 8 weeks,
yeah.
Right. I'm just thinking.
Just thinking. Yeah. If you have a C-section, obviously, like you need a bit longer to recover.
Yeah.
But certain classes are like you would just drop the weight or give you alternative exercises to if you're an earlier mum.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this lady's been coming to me, and she literally comes to my mum and baby classes, obviously without a baby, but she literally gets on with so well with everybody. She talks, so it's really nice that it is open to anyone really.
Yeah.
It's not, you don't have to bring a baby. But yeah, what I was going to say is that she comes in my gym and it's nice because I can literally feel like I can open up when you're having a one-to-one. We'll like just chat away, and I feel like that's a nice little safe space where you can just like chat away and just talk about random stuff or your past or whatever. So I've had other people come and they're like, oh God, I feel loads better. I've had like a therapy session as well as a gym session. So it's been really nice to like let people feel like they can just talk as well as like get their workout in.
Sometimes it's good when you've got a distraction.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it's not like, right, sit down and tell me how you're feeling and everything that you've been through.
Yeah, because then it's like,
it's daunting, it's overwhelming.
Whereas if you're just chatting away, you're distracted. Yeah, so 100%.
Good. No. How have you felt after this today?
I feel so much better actually. So
really?
Thank you. Yeah, no, I do feel loads better. Obviously, I was really worried because I thought, even this morning, I'm not a crier. I'm not an emotional person. Like, Andy's probably seen me cry like a handful of times, like barely. So, like, we're not an emotional family. I feel like that's probably part of our growing up. Actually, we're not an emotional family at all. But then I think just from yesterday and then today, and then I was overthinking it, and then I was thinking, oh no, I'm going to say it, and then I'm just going to be like crying my eyes out. And luckily, I did have a little cry before, so I got it out, and now I feel loads better.
That's okay.
So yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to be like blubbering mess on here and not get any words out. But now, I feel loads better. So.
Honestly, you are an inspiration because of not only what you've been through, right, and being able to sit and talk about it. You are a person that doesn't find it easy to talk about things, as we mentioned earlier. So that's the first thing. You're then dealing with the aftermath of yesterday, which will be traumatic for you anyway. You're then coming onto a podcast, something that you've never done, with somebody that you've never met. Like, I'm just so grateful that you push yourself to do this.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm really pleased that it hasn't been too traumatic for you.
No. I'm grateful for you for asking, to be fair. I really am, because I thought you just sound like the perfect person for me to sit and talk with. So,
thank you.
Yeah, no, he really was. So I feel like my brother should come to you, my sister, my mum. Just come and chat.
Yeah. I think that's the main reason why I wanted to do this, is because real, like, I say it all the time, real people with real stories, but that is exactly what this is.
Yeah.
Your mate of 5 years didn't know half the stuff that you've been through, and you wouldn't, because when you see you, and obviously, like, on your social media, it's like, oh my God, like, what a strong woman.
Yeah.
But it's like, do you even know what she's even been through?
I know, it's mad,
which makes her even stronger.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm so grateful that you said yes.
Yeah.
Even considering the timing, because I can guarantee there would have been 99% of people which would have cancelled today. But you haven't. You turned up. So you should be really proud of yourself, Annie, genuinely.
Thanks so much.
So what I'll do is I'll put all the links in the thing. And yeah, I'm just excited to see your journey.
Yeah.
And you will be seeing me with
so
my little baby.
Can't wait.
Oh my
little
God.
baby girl?
Yeah, baby girl.
You got a name yet? Or...
yeah, I'm going to call her Teddy.
Oh, are you? Oh,
yeah.
cute. I love
so it's
that.
not a secret because I don't want any other name unless she gets born, and then I think
actually
she doesn't look like a teddy. But
yeah, but I don't feel like you
Teddy
do. I feel like,
Rose.
oh, cute. I love that.
Yeah,
that's really cute. That was like Woody. Like if Winnie was a boy, it would have been Woody, and then like there was no other boy name that would stick. So, and then Winnie and Woody just sounded too cute. So I was like, I can't think of another name.
No,
so
and it's not a secret.
No.
And me and my husband Callum, like we're saying Teddy now. Like we'll put it in Teddy's room and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's cute.
So yeah,
lovely.
I will see you soon, my love.
Yeah, I can't wait.
And we are done.